It's the Gold Mike Podcast, where the mic is gold, and this is a podcast. I'm your host, Mark Paul, and today we got part 2 of the evidence from the Tory Lanez trial. Alright, so like I said in my last video, it doesn't take a lot of evidence to convict somebody, just a little bit. That's all you need. You just need a little bit of stone cold evidence, and I kind of showed you a little bit of the stone cold evidence in my last video that I'm gonna go ahead and link right here. I'm gonna link that video, so click on that video, check it out. I got a little bit more evidence for you guys, since we have all these people that is still in denial about Tory Lanez shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Got a little bit more evidence, some evidence that was presented in the trial. In my last video, all the jurors had to do is hear that audio, and they would have came up with a guilty verdict. Because after hearing that audio, for me, it was like, yeah, he did it. He definitely did it. And he's stupid because he's talking about it to somebody that was there on a jail phone call while it's being recorded, like an idiot. Like an idiot. But let's go ahead and get into this second part of my video. And this audio is going to be of Kelsey Harris. 3 months before the trial started, she gave a statement to the police, to the prosecutors, whoever. She gave a statement, and she told everything that happened from the time that she got to Kylie Jenner's house to the time they got into the car and the time they start bickering and arguing. She talks about all of this stuff, and this was presented at the trial. Yet, people are still in denial about the verdict. So let's get into the audio.
And now we're leaving.
And so Megan's in the front, Quan's driving, you're in the back seat.
I fast forwarded for, just for time purposes. She is talking about when... what's the little white girl name? Kylie Jenner kicked Megan and them out. She's talking from this point on, just to give you some context.
Behind Quan.
Megan.
Or behind Megan, and Tory's behind Quan.
Correct.
Okay.
So, we're leaving. We're driving, going down the road. Megan is laughing still. It's like an uncontrollable laugh. And just out of curiosity, I want to know what's funny. So, I'm like, what is funny? Like, what is going on? And that's when Tory butts in, and he's like, yeah, Megan, why don't you tell your best friend what's so funny? Why don't you tell her how fake you are?
And this is where the argument started, right there. Because Tory Lanez was mad that Megan Thee Stallion messed up his chances of smashing that nasty white Kardashian girl. This is what Tory Lanez was really mad at. He was mad that Megan Thee Stallion messed up his chances of smashing Kylie Jenner, or Kylie Jenner, whatever you call her, whatever she is. He was so mad that he couldn't get that white girl pussy that he decides to spill all of the beans like a little bitch. But let's continue.
And so I'm confused because this was random. And so I said, what? Like, what are you talking about? And Megan's like, Kelsey, don't listen to him. He's just trying to make you mad. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? And, next thing you know, the arguing, began with Tory and Megan. They're arguing.
The argument begins between Tory and Megan. She don't make no mention of no argument that happened between Megan and Kelsey, her and Megan. She did not make any mention of that. But let's continue.
Taking jabs at each other. He's calling her out her name. He's calling her, like, I've never heard him speak like this. You know, so.
The stuff he was saying?
I can't honestly recall, like, verbatim. He was definitely calling her, like, bitches and hoes. And so, you know, I stepped in and I said, you know, you're not going to talk to my friend like that. You know, like, I don't care what y'all got going on, but you're not going to talk to her like that in front of me.
So basically, they get in the car. And Tory's obviously mad. He can't get that dirty white girl pussy. He's obviously mad at that. So he starts an argument with Megan in the car. Not start an argument, not an argument start between Megan and Kelsey. Tory and Megan starts arguing. And it gets real personal. Let's continue.
So he got offended and now me and him are arguing. And we're taking, you know, honestly, when I argue, I can say.
So now she say the argument shifts from Megan and Tory to her and Tory because she stepped in to defend her friend. She stepped in to defend her friend. Let's point that out. But let's go.
Things that are hurtful too. So he was saying mean things, so I was saying mean things back to him, and
do you remember any of the exchange?
I'm about to get to what I do remember. He began to say, you know, I'm from, like, he just started like, I'm from Canada, like, basically, I guess insinuating that they're gangsters or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that in the midst of an argument with two females, he's arguing with two females at this point, he busts out and say, I'm from Canada. Like he basically bangs on her. Like, I'm from Canada. Like that's supposed to mean something. Right? Arguing with two females. Mad that he can't get this dirty white girl pussy. But let's continue.
My nigga, like, you know, and I'm like, okay, and like, so, you know, now we're just going back and forth. It's like, I'm going back and forth with him, he's going back and forth with Megan. I'm
from Canada, cuz. Like, how that sound?
He said, my nigga, I'll shoot you. And so me.
Wait. Hold up. Let's rewind that back. He said, what now? I didn't hear all of this.
Like, he just started like, I'm from Canada, like, basically, I guess insinuating that they're gangsters or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada, my nigga. Like, do you know? And I'm like, okay, and like, so, you know, now we're just going back and forth. It's like, I'm going back and forth with him, he's going back and forth with Megan. He said, my nigga, I'll shoot you. And so me.
So wait. So they in the midst of an argument. I'm sure she said something wild and it pierced him right in the stomach. Pierced him right in the belly. He like, bitch, I'll shoot you. Sucker shit. But let's go.
He said that to me. So, he reached like he was going to grab something. He reached towards the middle.
And he reached for the burner, like kind of like trying to threaten, like, bitch, I'll shoot you. You know, I'm from Canada, right? I'm from Canada, right? I'll shoot you up in this, like, right? Like, this is literally what Tory Lanez did. He banged on her, talking about, I'm from Canada. I'll shoot you in here. I don't think people from Canada move that weak, homie. So don't put that on Canada. But let's go.
But he never pulled anything out.
Now, can you describe the middle console on the car?
Now this bitch is stupid. Can you describe the middle console? Like, shut the fuck.
I assume like some type of flat cover or lid.
Correct.
And then when he reached towards it, you just saw what? His hand moving?
Yeah, it was just a motion that he reached. He never opened it or, you know, so it was just a motion. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, and if you shoot me, then I guess it's my time to go. Like, you know, like, and if you shoot me, just know I have people who will ride behind me, you know, in my support, you know, and he's like.
It's Canada, cuz.
You know, he's just talking mess still, him and Megan, me and him. So then Megan, I guess we're on Sunset Boulevard at this time, and Megan demands for, sorry, that's mine.
Your ring. Mine.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Megan demands for Quan to pull the vehicle over. So we pull over, and we're actually by a bus stop. Megan jumps out the vehicle. Tory follows behind her. Quan stays in. I stay in. Because it's just like we're in the middle of a road. Like, we're just arguing. This is, you know. So Tory and Megan, they sit at the bus stop. They have, I don't know what conversation they had, a conversation if any. But when they got back in the vehicle, it was calm. Tory then began to...
When they got back in the vehicle, do you remember where everyone was sitting?
Yes, sorry. Megan got back in the front seat. Tory got back in behind Quan, so behind the driver's seat. So it was calm. Everybody was calm. Tory then began to apologize to me. And he's just like, I'm sorry, Kelsey, you're just a real ass nigga, and I had to tell you. You know, and I'm like, what?
An apology.
Right.
So basically, he's doing what we call talking out the side of your neck, like more bitch activity, more sucker shit, speaking outside of your neck. Say what the fuck you mean, homie.
So I'm like, but he's saying it loud, and so Megan can hear this. So that kind of stirred her back up. So now they're arguing back together. At this point, it's uncontrollable. Can't stop
And
it.
do you remember anything of this?
So they were arguing, got out of the car, talked a little bit, got cool. He got back into the car, speaking some sucker shit out the side of his neck. They start back arguing. I'm still waiting for the conflict between Megan and Kelsey. But let's continue.
At this point, they're arguing about each other's artistry as a career as an artist. She's telling him like you're only this and that because you're on a remix with Jack Harlow, and he's telling her things about her career as an artist.
See, it got personal, and when you go at an artist about their art, that's when you're digging deep. But let's go.
Which I can't remember what he was telling her, but they just started hitting each other with their career as an artist. So now we're at the final, the next stop where the incident occurs. And this time Tory demands Quan to let us out. He's like, let these hoes out, let these bitches out the car. This is my car. And so we're like, okay. Like, okay.
So it sounds like Tory Lanez was on a real bitch fit type of time. He was on a real bitch fit type of time. And he was doing bitch fits the whole ride. Why? Because he couldn't get some of that disgusting white pussy. But let's go.
Get out. So he pulled the car over and everything here transpires. Megan jumps out of her seat, which is the front seat. I open up my door, which I'm behind Megan. And when you're getting out of a vehicle, you're not really just like looking at any direction. You're just kind of getting out the vehicle, Especially, we didn't expect anything to happen next, so we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you know, you start hearing gunshots going off.
So Megan gets out the car. She is getting out of the car, and all of a sudden they hear gunshots. Where are the gunshots coming from? The little guy. But let's continue.
Up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second or third gunshot. That's when I look up.
To Street
and
TV.
You see Tory. He's now in the front seat. I guess he must have jumped over. It was very smooth transition because we didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And he's leaning over. The door's open, and he's leaning over like the window.
Which door? Is it the mirror
right,
door?
the front right. So where Megan was sitting.
Okay, so his door's open. In the
My
driver's
door's
side.
my door's open in the back.
Which makes sense, because if he was reaching for that center console, he would have it opens like this, so you have to get in front of it. So he jumped his little ass over to the driver's side, lift the center console, grab the burner, and start bucking at the bitch below. Okay, let's continue. I get it. I get what happened. I get what's going on here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right? Am I tripping? Like that sounds about right, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, let's go.
And the front door is open to where Megan got out. The front right passenger.
Both doors on the passenger side
are open, correct. So.
And is he shooting through the window or over the top of the door?
No, he's shooting over the top of the door. So
over the top of the door would be the rear passenger door?
The right front passenger. So, again, as I said, he must have jumped, or I don't know how he did it, because it was very small. I mean, very...
Well, he couldn't have done it. He couldn't have grabbed that gun from in the back seat, because it opens like this. So it's going to open in front of him if he tries to. So, yeah, he had to have hopped over, lifted, grabbed the burner, and start bucking at the bitch. But let's go.
Booth. And he was leaning over the front passenger door, and she was shooting the gun.
Where were you standing at this point?
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still like to the side behind the door, the rear passenger door. So I would say my left side was the rear passenger, and my right side was kind of like this. Like this is the door, and I'm.
Are you still partially in the car at this point?
No, I'm out of the vehicle. Okay. I'm out of the vehicle. I'm just not around my door yet.
Yeah.
So. Do you know where's Megan?
So I was about to speak on Megan. So she was walking away when this happened, but by the third, fourth shot, and by the time I look up, she's facing towards us, and I've described it like a deer in headlights. Mm-hmm.
So basically, after a couple of shots, Megan, as she walks away, she turns around and she looks in the direction that the gunshots are, and that's when she sees Tory shooting her. So I don't understand, why are people still in denial about this? Why is this so hard to believe? This story sounds believable. There's not a part where I was like, this sounds fishy. This sounds like she was telling exactly what's going on. This interview came 3 months before the trial started. 3 months. And you know why she decided to give that interview? Is because the test came back that both her and Tory had gunpowder residue on their hands. And in my next video, part 3, we're going to explore the evidence on how that gunpowder residue got on Kelsey's hand. So I'm out.